former deputy minister, the Fatimatu Abubakar.
Yeah.
She's now the minister designated. Again, as we discussed, risen from spokesperson in the Nanado campaign team to deputy communications in the office of the president to deputy minister, part of the legal team in the 2020 election petition, and now substantive minister. So again, you can see a really rapid rise, because if you look at the 2016 campaign, she was just in the office of the flag bearer.
Yeah.
I think it started in 2012 as well.
Yeah, so fatigue goes way back.
So in a decade, just similar to Okoboy, a pretty fast rise, below 40 as well. Good morning, Honorable Fatimatu Abubakar. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Bernard.
Congrats on your new appointment.
Thank you so much.
We were just discussing on the seemingly fast rise of Fatimatu Abubakar in our politics, because I think it was about a decade ago that we heard of you working in the then flag bearer's office, and in a decade you are full minister for information, no mean a position. What's your comment on that view that your rise has been pretty fast?
Okay, first of all, Bernard, let me say good morning to you once again, to Richard, to your entire team, and your cherished listeners. I believe that is the case. If there is anyone, my friends, or anyone who has taken keen interest in my political career, things have happened so quickly than I would have imagined myself. But in this particular instance, from deputy minister to information minister, I think if you look at some of the portfolios, not all the portfolios, those of us who are being moved from deputy to substantive, or in some cases, either the person was a chairperson or a vice chair of a particular committee in parliament who had in the past worked closely with the ministry, you would realize that they have been integral part of the implementation of the programs and projects of the ministry. So in those instances, the issue of time does not really matter, because one, they've been part of the proposals that went into the proposed budget. They've been part of so many plans and the execution of those plans. So it is not as if the nominations are going to lead to a situation where you say completely new programs, different styles. We won't reinvent the wheel. It will be a progressive implementation of what has already been set in motion. So in my case, the template that we work with under Honorable Kujo Nkrumah, bearing in mind that this is an election year and we will be required to do more advocacy and amplify, especially the key infrastructure projects of government that have been in the oven over the period, most of which are completed, like the Bosiman complex and so many programs that are coming up. We dedicate more time to the advocacy and amplification of the success story rather than the bureaucratic and administrative part. So we are starting similar courses, and the blueprint that have been left is what I'm going to follow.
So, all well and good, Honorable Fati, that seems great, but that cuts both ways, because some would say the narrative around this reshuffle has been freshness. The new team is much younger. People expect some new impetus to what many consider to be a flattening government. So, whilst you're saying you're going to continue, does that not take away from the freshness feeling? Because the narrative has been that the president needs to salvage what is left of the MPP to give Bawumia a fighting chance, which is why this reshuffle is being done. But you are saying that you want to, basically because you, the deputies, you're going to continue. And I don't think people want the same old, same old. That's my point. People are not necessarily interested in the same old. They want something new, right?
Of course. Even twins from the same womb, when they come out, same parents, same DNA, everything, in terms of personality and style, that may differ. But what I am saying is that the 2024 budget has already been passed, if you would admit that. And yes, it's a mixed bag of those who have not been to some ministries at all, and those who are being elevated at their respective ministries where they have served. For instance, Dr. Okoboy, he has been at the health ministry. As a deputy minister, he has gone to NHIS, which is also a sector under the ministry. So my appreciation of some of the conversations that have come up within the period is that, these people don't have time. It's barely 9 or 8 months to the election. When are they going to vetting? When are they going to start all over again? The most realistic expectation is that, of course, some of them are familiar with the systems and the programs that are in place. So they are not now going to acquaint themselves with the sector heads, with the CSOs, with key decision-making institutions and individuals, which may require maybe up to about 6 months before the person can settle. So my reference to some of us being there is to the effect that we have settled. We are not now going to start anything afresh. And the budget has been passed. Our realistic expectations should be within what has already been provided, the kind of expenditure items, CAPEX, all goods and services that have already been made provisions for, and the individual style and innovation that we can bring to the work so that we can maximize output. Because you don't have forever to plan, you don't have forever to mobilize a team to execute what you have in mind. But that is not to say you wouldn't see some clear differentiation in terms of style and execution. That will happen. But realistically, it's not as if we are going to reinvent the wheels all over again.
I think that ministry that you are running now has not had too many women. From off the top of my head, I remember Elizabeth Ohene, Zita Okankwe, and not many more. What kind of feeling does that give, and what kind of challenge does that impose?
I'm excited as many women because it's a space because of over the period, not just because of the proliferation of media houses or the introduction of social media and the heat that comes with the spotlight. You realize that over the period, only 4 women have served as ministers at the place. I'm yet to be confirmed by Parliament, so I don't put myself in that position. But over the period, Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye served as Information Minister. Honorable Elizabeth Ohene Grandma served as Information Minister. Honorable Oboshi Kofi served. And then in the past, we've had Honorable Zita Okaikwe over a decade ago. So you would realize that since independence, maybe 10 years or about, or 20 years, then a few women will get the benefits of working at the Information Ministry. I feel privileged to be one of those few, but it is my hope that I will set such an example for them to see that more women deserve the chance to be the mouthpiece of government, to lead the information sector, to lead reform, to lead reorganization of our information services department, and support other entities under the ministry to thrive. So I feel privileged. I am excited about the opportunity. And I am expectant that, God willing, I'll get the support of our media partners and the associations like GJA, Primpact, who have already issued a message to congratulate me upon my nomination. I believe if I get the support from the entire system, we should be able to leave a legacy.
I wish you well, and congratulations once again, Madam Fatimatu Abubakar, on your nomination.
Thank you so much, Bernard.
So that was the minister designate. So deputy minister, then minister. So she corrected that. So the 4th woman nominee. So we had, as she rightly said, Joyce Aye many years ago, Elizabeth Ohene, and then more recently Oboshi Kofi and Zita Okankwe. So